All right, Bad Weather fans, episode 305.
Oh boy.
Knicks historic comeback win. They beat the Cavs in overtime, 115 or 114, 105. Knicks trailed by 22 with 7 minutes and some change left. And then all hell broke loose. Jalen Brunson, fantastic. Mikal Bridges, some really big shots. Landry Shamet, some really big shots. And comeback complete. Knicks take game one.
Let's go. Did you want to say one more thing we talked about in our pre-production meeting about if anybody has any,
Yeah, if you want to, got to be honest, Alex,
Get
it
that in
crossed
there.
my mind.
Get that in there.
I respect you for remembering that. Yeah, if you're interested in being a part of this, email us, badweatherfans@gmail.com. You can be a part of this show, be a title sponsor with us. We want to hear from you, so email us, badweatherfans@gmail.com. Still in a little bit of shock. That was, Mike Breen said it. I think anybody who's seen this thought it. That was game one in reverse, maybe on steroids a little bit more, with the amount in the comeback.
Dude.
I'm not on social media. This is something I want to bring up though. Is Donovan Mitchell hurt? Because he didn't touch the ball at the end of the game, and it looked like he was limping. I don't know. Maybe
Who gives a fuck? Honestly.
I care, but I get it.
No, honestly, OG's hurt, Brunson's hurt, Hart is hurt, everybody's hurt.
No, I'm just saying, did it look like he got hurt?
Oh, I didn't see it. I didn't see a particular play.
I found it odd that he never touched the ball with 4 minutes left, or the entire. Something
Defense,
looked
man.
off to me.
Defense.
I hope you're right. But anyway,
Yeah, me too. I don't want him to be hurt, of course. But anyway, I don't believe dude, like I'm completely in shock. I didn't think like they were down. I have it like 92-71 with 8:19 left. And I think it got a little bit higher, maybe a minute later.
it was 22.
Yeah, and like dude, like I knew that this team never quits. I knew this team was going to come back and make it a game at the end. Did I think they'd win? Part of me did. I'm not going to lie. Part of me was like, this team could do it, man. Like, you know what I mean? I was like a little bit there. I was like, you know what? This team could do it. So I kept faith the whole way, man. And they started hitting those shots, getting close, had that little 9-0 run. Got a little dicey. That 3-pointer by Brunson, I scared the shit out of my baby girl, Brooke, because I screamed. She like yelped a little bit. I'm sorry, but I just honestly, that is one of the most special games I've ever watched as a Knicks fan, as a 41-year-old Knicks fan. It's special because this feels like the year now. It always did, but like you do something like this, Mike, and that's when things start breaking your way. It feels like this could be it. What do you feel? What are you thinking?
I agree with a lot of what you're saying. So we haven't had many episodes like this. There's only one episode I can ever remember that is similar to this.
What's that?
And it was the second round. It was Nets versus Bucks, and it was game 5 when Durant had the crazy triple-double and won, and the Nets went up 3-2, and I had the same feeling. Now, I was wrong there, and I don't...
Right.
This means, first of all, there's a lot of things here. One, I love you. Two, I hate the Knicks. So when I say that, that's what crossed my mind, because it was the only time I ever, in recent memory, had the same feeling. It didn't work out for me. But I can understand, and I will not be here and tell you, no, the Knicks team's very special. That was a game that was lost 99.9% of the time. They come back and win it, and the Cavs made a lot of mistakes. The Knicks took advantage of it. It was
Brunson went off too.
It was weird.
It
was weird though how like there were so many little things. No. But like it reminded me so much of that Pacers game.
Oh yeah.
That there was like all these little paper cuts that added up to it. For example, Anunoby at the free throw line. Merrill doesn't box him out. There's a little shove. Breen said it shouldn't have been a foul.
Ticky-tack.
But it was like, okay, that call reversed it. They get the ball back. They get 2 on the shot clock. It's Bridges. He has no other choice. He goes back to the step back 3, nails it, puts it at 4. It was just like all these little things that kept happening.
And then was it Merrill or Strus? The last shot at the end of the regulation, I forgot who it was. It was Merrill or Strus that the shot went down but came out.
It was Merrill.
It was halfway down to Merrill, yeah, and then Mike Brown called timeout also on that
like
rebound.
0.8. Yeah,
it was 1 point something. He was on the floor. He almost had a heart attack.
Yeah,
shout out to Mike Brown. He was making sure he called that timeout, and he didn't get it. I mean, once it went into overtime, I was 1,000% confident the Knicks were going to win the game, because now it's like Cavs are on their heels. Knicks it's 0-0. You know what I mean? It's a new game. You get to regroup.
Yep.
Knicks are it's over, and this is where fresh legs come in handy so much in a game like this, in a playoff game where Cavs had the momentum. They had from Game 7 recently. The Knicks are a little cold in the beginning, then the Knicks push back and they take the lead. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be easy, and then the Cavs push back. Right. Then it's like Cavs are just in control, and it's just like Knicks couldn't do anything right for like the entire third quarter and early fourth.
Bad.
Like nothing, like literally nothing was right. The game stalled to a snail pace. Cavs started doing the hack-a-mitch, even up 12 or 14, which was ridiculous. But it took them out of their game. Knicks couldn't find their flow. And I love Mitch, but, you got to sit him down. And they did. But Towns has to get his rest. So he got his rest, and then he comes back in. And then all of a sudden, Brunson just said, you know what? F this. This is my game. And he just was like, give me the ball and everybody get the F out of the way. That was it. The Michael Jordan thing with Doug Collins back in the day, give Michael the ball and everybody get the fuck out of the way. That's what it was with Jalen Brunson. And it was a special performance. It's one of those performances that is going to put him in the rafters in like 10 years. You know what I mean? It's just, it's the story isn't written yet, and the season isn't over yet, and the series isn't over yet. But this was the game the Cavs had to steal in order to make this a series. And You know, we said this last year with the Pacers and the Knicks, and I think you said Bill Simmons said it, and it's so good. Every time you give away a game in a series,
right, you got to win 5.
Chasing that loss the entire series, and it's very hard to overcome. That's why I think, I don't want to say it's over. I thought the Knicks in 6. I still think the Cavs can win a couple games and make this a series, and the Knicks will never be worried about losing like in the Hawks series when they're down 2-1, but the Cavs will come back and maybe win a game or two here, but the Knicks are just, oh man.
Yeah.
It's
crazy. That was one of the worst choke jobs of all time too.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, it really, you're right, Brunson. When you're up 22 with 7 minutes left,
they did miss a lot of shots.
It's a choke job.
They did miss a lot of open shots for sure.
It's a choke job. It's bad. I'm just at a loss of words. It's hard to do this. It's
what are your thoughts on?
Well, I had a few things.
All right, go ahead.
They were there.
I was going to ask a couple questions.
I got a text and it kind of just zoned me out.
Go for it.
To your point, Brunson was great, but then even when they started to double him, guys made shots. Like Bridges made 2 open threes. Shamet had the open 3. They were wide open. They dared guys to shoot, and they made shots. So everything that could go wrong, did go wrong in that sequence.
That is true.
So Brunson does his thing, gets him close, and then when they start doubling, guys are making open looks, making open threes, and kind of the rest is history. And at the end of the regular season, at the end of the fourth quarter, the guys talked about, I think this was in the beginning of overtime, Anunoby with that first big burst that we saw where maybe his hamstring's looking better. He had that play I thought was interesting of note. And, the Knicks ride momentum and they get game 1. And this is what I want to say now. I remember it, as it took me a while to get there. The Cavs lost 2 games to Detroit in Detroit and then ended up winning the series. But when you lose like this, there's just a little different feel to it.
Not a normal game.
It's not a normal game. It does make a difference. And if you have to, if you're a true champion or whatever, you figure out ways to overcome stuff like this. Like, I bring them up a lot, but the Nets were in the Eastern Conference Finals. It was 1-1, Game 3 in Boston, and they had a 25-point lead, 21-point lead in the fourth quarter, and they lost. And they went down 2-1 in the series, and they came back and won because they had Jason Kidd, and his leadership proved that they can do that. I don't know what I'd be lying here if I said I think the Cavs can win the series. I think this was that game. If Cleveland, if Cleveland won this by 12 and they moved on, and that's game one. But it's hard for me to sit here, stand here, and just look you in the eye, look the audience in the eye, and think they have any chance.
Oh, yeah.
And clearly, it's going to be, if it's the Spurs or the Thunder, but that's where the Knicks will meet competition at their level, and we'll see what happens.
That's fair. And the Spurs, I think the Knicks can win that series.
Yeah, that's fair because I'm giving flowers and you agree. Yeah, that's fair.
It's fair because you're being honest. I mean, I love it. I mean, it kills you to say it, but I love it. The Spurs, I think the Knicks are better than the Spurs. It's just Wemby's just an alien. But the Thunder are going to be a really hard challenge, and that's the series that I'm not going to pick the Knicks to win, but let's get there first. But either way, I'm just enjoying the moment,
as you should.
But I do think the Knicks will take the Thunder to 7. It'll be 6 or 7. It'll be a long series. It won't be like they'll get smacked. So I think that anything's possible once you get to the end of a series like that. So we'll see how that goes, but I don't want to look ahead because I'm just so I don't even know if I should curse or not curse. I'm so fucking excited right now. I can't believe that this just happened, and I believe it because, like I said earlier in the show, that I always had faith that they would come back. I was arguing with my boy Bryce Gelman on Twitter. He thinks that he believes in jinxes. You know what I mean? He thinks I'm saying Knicks are gonna win, and then he started trolling me throughout the game, you jinxed it just like last year versus Indiana, and then of course I had to bring it back and whatever. It's all fun and games, but I just don't believe. This is what you live for as a sports fan right now. Games like tonight where the Knicks beat the Cavs and come back like that. This is like the Dante DiVincenzo shot. This is just one of those moments you are never going to forget as a fan. And the more of them that you have in a playoff run, the more likely it is that you're gonna win it all. You know what I mean? That you're gonna at least get to the chance of winning it all. They're right now 7 games away from a championship. The New York Knicks, which is insane.
Yeah, no, looking good. Get the win versus the Cavs, and if you're a Knicks fan, you have every right to be excited. To totally understand. You do live for these moments. They don't happen very often.
Yeah.
So when you get them, you got to cherish them. You got to enjoy them. So I totally respect that. And understand that. And we'll learn a lot about the Cavs in game 2. I think
for sure.
A combination of they were horrible and the Knicks were perfect, and then momentum's a crazy thing. Like you saw it last year versus the Pacers in game 1. When things get out of hand, you can feel it, and the difference last year was how quiet Madison Square Garden was, and then this year obviously the exact opposite, with the comeback and getting the win, and even after it was cut to 4, and then Mobley hits a 3 to make it 7. And I don't know, maybe this is something about the way Donovan Mitchell was moving at the end of that game looked wrong to me.
I didn't notice it, so I'm taking your word for it.
My thought process was he's not involved in the offense.
They keyed on him. They doubled him a lot.
I get it.
When he got the ball. Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell's not going 9 minutes
right.
without the basketball, right?
Unless that's on the coach, on your boy Kenny. I don't know.
But then something the way he was moving, I was like, that does not look right.
Who was guarding him at the end? Was it Mikal or was it OG? I don't know who was guarding him at the end.
I think Mikal was on Harden, if I remember correctly.
How about Mikal, man? Mikal Bridges, we talk a lot about him, obviously, on the show.
Good. He was very good. He hit that 3. Yeah. I mean, that top of the key 3, he hit.
The one with the shot clock running down? Yeah, that was insane.
I knew the second it went out of his hand. I said, fuck, because he looked confident. I knew it.
Honestly, like I said, we talk a lot about Mikal on the show. Being a Knicks and Nets podcast. If you're new to the show, Bad Weather fans available everywhere. But we talk a lot about the trade. Obviously, the 5 picks right now. Is there a Knicks fan in existence that gives a damn about those 5 picks? Is there anybody out there right now? Oh, we don't have a draft pick in 2032. Who gives a shit? The Knicks, Mikal Bridges just helped the Knicks come back in the most biggest comeback in team history, I believe, in a fourth quarter in the playoffs. What? Do you care? Fuck those picks. You know what I'm saying? Fuck them. That's all I have to say. Fuck them. I don't care. I'll say it again. Fuck those picks. Okay? That's it.
Yeah, no,
Goodbye. Don't talk
I
to me about that trade ever again. Knicks won the fucking trade. Goodbye.
I mean, I'm not
Goodbye.
gonna get into
That's it.
I don't think you can't grade that win. So I've always been even keeled on the trade,
I know.
win or lose.
I'm
I
excited.
understand you're excited, and I'm not gonna take the bait on it or whatever. Like
I'm just excited, man. I'm not trying to troll you. I'm just excited.
No, it's fine. I mean,
It's not even for you, honestly. It's
I
for
don't-
other Knicks fans that continuously bring up Mikal Bridges' trade
Well,
every time he does something wrong. You know what I mean? Like that's
well,
all.
I guess the fact that you're doing that to prove Knicks fans wrong and not Net fans wrong is makes me sit in this moment of like I can't take the bait on it. Like I said before, the Nets now some things haven't gone right for the Nets. They've been very unlucky with the lottery, but
Yeah.
that trade helped them reset and take the right direction. They weren't going anywhere with Mikal
No,
Bridges as their best player.
listen.
They got more value for him than anywhere else in the league. They got 5 unprotected picks and a swap, right? Like if they were to trade him now, it would be I don't know what it would be. Even as good as he's been in these last 10 games, he has no value to other teams right now outside of the Knicks. So again, it's a good trade for the Nets. Clearly, if the Knicks are going to go on and do something, then you feel good about it too. But it's not like you're not trading player for player, so it's an impossible grade. And I don't want to hear someone say, "Oh, Biseglia, you're just saying that right now because Bridges hit a couple big threes." I have said that
From the
for
beginning.
2 years.
Yeah.
Before it started, after it. So I've been very consistent with it, and I'm not going to change my stance on that now. The Nets took Ben Saroff and Nolan Traore with those 2 picks. They got 3 more of them to come. We'll see what those guys become. They're lottery tickets. Traore and Saroff had bad to okay years-ish. They're also 19 years old. So to any Net fan that's been upset about them, there's still a long way to go in their progression. We'll see. But that's kind of my rebuttal to your answer. But I understand you being excited, and obviously, you
No,
make
it's
those,
more of
you make those kind of trades,
yeah.
so that guys can shine. And Bridges, when he's relaxed and comfortable, he steps up, and he made some. If any one of those shots don't go in, they lose. They lose that game. So it's
This team is special, man. I get it. The Cavs had their shots and they had their open looks, but you know what? They're tired. They don't have the and that's what happens when you don't have the legs and you played so soon. Like recently, I should say. You just played 2 days ago a game 7. I know you blew them out, so you didn't have to go pedal to the metal the whole 48, but you still just played a game that was emotional, and you don't have the legs, and the Knicks is sitting around 9 days. They basically had an all-star break in the middle of the playoffs.
Longer.
And yeah, and you know what? It worked. It worked, because the Knicks hit their stride in the 4th. They got warm, and the Cavs got cold, and their legs got tired. And you know this, Mike. You play basketball at a professional level. You know that once your legs are tired, your jump shot isn't falling. That's why when you're older and you play pickup, you got to shoot early because those shots aren't going down late. You know what I mean? So that's just it is what it is, man. And I'm gonna keep going back to it. I'm sorry. I'm so excited. Like this game is just like I'm on the ceiling. I can't believe that this just happened. I'm just pumped up. And like I said, the Mikal Bridges point that I was making about the picks is more for Knicks fans than it is for you as a Net fan, because you're excited. You have the picks and you're in a different world, and you're it's not even a shot. It's just you're in a different world and you have the picks and you're doing your thing and you're trying to rebuild and get all the pieces you can and you're trying to do your thing. It's more of the Knicks fans who have been constantly complaining about Mikal Bridges and the picks that they give up for him, even though the Knicks are awesome. Like, you know what I mean? Mikal Bridges wasn't a big cog throughout the regular season, but who cares? He made big plays last year in the playoffs. He stepped up again this year. Mikal Bridges has more than earned that trade as a Knicks fan, and just for the playoff moments. And that's what it's about. And we always said this. It's like the only way, not the only way, one of the ways where the Knicks can not care about the Mikal Bridges trade and the amount of picks they gave up and the 5 picks is if they win a championship. Obviously if he becomes a perennial all-star and et cetera, sure, then it was worth the trade. Even so, I don't know. But if you win a championship, you're gonna complain about the trade? Like people are calling him 5-pick Mick. Like, dude, like what is wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? You're Knicks fans, and like this guy is on the team, and he shows up in the biggest moments possible, and now you've won 8 straight playoff games. 8 straight playoff games. That is like Golden State Warriors Steph Curry level run. You know? And it is like mind-boggling for me. Like, I don't know. I've never been in my life in this kind of situation. Obviously, the Knicks in the 90s, I was old enough to remember that. But, like, you know, they would sweep a series and then they'd have a rough series. They'd sweep a series and then have a rough series. Like, you know, it was never like, we're cruising. You know? So, this wasn't a cruise game by any stretch. But you know what I mean? They won. And now next game, they'll probably win by 20. You know what I mean? They'll probably be one of those where they're going to smack the Cavs around. And now they're ready. Like, and the Cavs are – you're going to really show us what the Cavs are made of in Game 2. You know?
Yeah, I mean, the Cavs did beat the Pistons in 7. They were down 2-0 in a series, so I say that this
right, but
is,
the Pistons are not the Knicks.
No, but I say that you know they're not the Sixers.
Mm-hmm.
They're better than them.
Right.
But no, we'll know right away. You know what goes on with them, and this game. You know, the Knicks went up like 9 or 11 in the second quarter, and then a flip switch with Cleveland, where it became a close game at the half, and then that third quarter they took over, and then the end of that first 5 minutes of the fourth quarter was all Cleveland, and then Brunson took over, and it's momentum. When it happens
right.
fast, and when you have the right pieces, take advantage of it, and yeah, Knicks get an unbelievable win, and I said you have every feeling to be excited, and you know I'm just kind of handing the ball off to you, and then you do your thing.
Yeah, you don't want to break down the Nets draft. Who they're going to pick at 6.
It's very
pick 6.
You know, it's
yeah.
To be, I think just me being vulnerable is like the honest truth here. Like I have to be professional in a sense.
Yeah.
And I can't just sit here and cry for 30 minutes, but at the same time, you know, I'm not a Knicks fan. I don't like the Knicks.
Being honest, that's
and
great.
I have to go on here and I have to do this. It's not easy. Like I don't know how else to explain it, and it's not your problem. It's my problem. No. But to go on here to watch something like that and then have to talk about it, like it's annoying. It's
I get it, man. With the Durant, Kyrie years in the playoffs, there were a couple times I had to come on here and do the show, and I'm just like, oh god.
You were always a professional about
I was.
it.
I didn't.
But the truth of it is, you got about 100 times more moments than I have.
Oh yeah. It started off great for you. From this podcast started in 2020,
but I
COVID.
Had one moment.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. I had the KD Game 5 moment.
Right.
And that game when they blew out the Bucks by 40 in Game 2, and then Game 5 when KD went all other level. I have a Nets friend who went to the game. You can guess who it is.
Evan
he
Roberts.
Says, I can't believe, he just texted me, I can't believe what I just witnessed. I'm fucking comatose driving home.
Enjoy that ride home, Evan. Enjoy that long ride home, taking little subtle shots at the Knicks, trolling, but acting like you're an IBO. Give me a break. I'm very, very happy. He had to see that in person.
Oh, I can't. It sounds awful.
You know what? There's a crazy stat. It's legitimate. Checked it out. It's from, I can't pronounce her name. She's does NBA stats, Raptors. Kirthika Yuthayakumar. I apologize if I'm botching it. NBA teams were 3-747 when down by 20 or more in the fourth quarter of a playoff game over the last 30 years. There are now 4-747. Knicks come back from 22 in the fourth quarter, the second largest fourth quarter comeback in the playoffs in the play-by-play era since 1997.
It was one of those. It was one of those.
One of those moments.
I've accepted the fate of what's coming, and that's actually made this easier for me.
Yeah.
Like
as a Nicator,
I've just accepted
the fate.
that.
Yeah.
You know, part of me, and I said this to my wife. I think of it. Yeah, I was like, I don't care. I mean, I care if they win or lose, but part of me, I just want it to be June 17th, June 18th, June 19th. I just want it to be mid-June when this thing is over. And if you have your dumb parade and you go on there and
I'm going to that parade. I don't care if there's I know the
Fire
railroad
lots.
strike's over. I don't care if there's a railroad strike. I don't care if there's no cars on the road. I'm getting to the city and I'm going to that parade.
So point is, I'm just ready for all this to be over, win or lose. I'm just ready to move on, get to the off season, and talk about the 6th pick in the draft, and talk about the rumors of the Nets and the Bulls with the 6 and the 4
Giannis
swap.
and this
And you know
and that.
something I will remember here too is, and for the Net fans that made it 24 plus minutes, God bless you for being here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just because our team sucks, and just because we are at different ends of the sports world spectrum from where the Knicks are,
Yeah.
doesn't diminish anything about how we feel, what we're going through. The whole part of it is you have to go through the bad to get to the good. I will remember that. So if you're a Nets fan and you made it 25 minutes, I know this sucks. And I gotta be honest, like if you're a Nets fan and you are listening to this far into the podcast, thank you. And you are just a glutton for punishment, because there is nothing that I'm going to say as probably as we wrap this up in the next 10 to 15 minutes that is going to make you feel any better about what you witnessed. I mean, the only thing really, if you're someone that wants to see the Knicks lose, is you just got to get to Thursday and then hope something else happens and it changes all of that. But it's hard in this moment. You know, I can only imagine what's going on outside of Madison Square Garden right now.
Yeah, and it's legitimate people going crazy at this point. I'm sure that watch party was crazy. I'm sure everything was crazy. I'm sure it was all like insane. Although sometimes watch parties are more fun. I mean, the Knicks crowd was still great. I mean, the third quarter they were dead. It was like there was nobody in the building, but it was just like, holy shit, what the hell is happening right now? You know what I mean? It was one of those. I just hate when sidebar. Go ahead.
No, I just want to say that is all arenas. Madison Square Garden, Cleveland, when your team goes down 20, the other team goes on a run, it gets quiet. When your team makes a historic comeback, it gets loud. That is not unique to MSG.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very sensitive on this topic, even when the crowd is bad, right?
Right.
Also, and then I have one last thought I want to end with, but go ahead. I'll let you finish.
No, I just hate, like, I wanted to talk about the crowd. The crowd was the tickets are ridiculous. $1,000 tickets up at the top of the arena. Yeah. Somebody said, like, Breen opened up the broadcast saying that 2 people paid $52,000 per ticket for tickets to this game tonight. Looked like a waste of money. I mean, still probably is, but like, you know what I mean? You still saw something historic. I just want to say, people who say like Knicks, like I don't want this. I gotta word this the right way. People say the real fans are being kept out of the Garden because the tickets are so much money. I don't like the fact that people think that people who have money can't be real Knicks fans. You know what I mean? People, like, I'm not a rich person. I'm not going to say that I'm one of these people. Like, I can't afford to go to a game right now. $1,000 tickets. I'm not doing that. My wife would kill me right now. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if it's, game 7 of the finals, a clinching game, then that might be worth the money. You know what I'm saying? But right now, and that'd be like 10 grand. So I don't even know. But like, just in general, like, I'm not one of those people who can afford to go right now. So in this point in my life. So like, that's a caveat. But people who say that rich people can't be real fans and can't make the arena crazy and aren't like following the game and will sit on their hands and are just there to be seen, like, that's not true. You know what I mean? Like, just because you don't have as much money as the rich people doesn't make you a better fan than people who have money. I know it just bothers me. You know what I mean? Like, I know poor rich people, you know what I mean? Like, I get it, but I'm just saying, like, that point just always bothered me. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I think it's actually a really fair point. And I'm just excited to be talking about this because it's not about the Knicks winning. So we could do this for 15, 20 minutes. To be honest,
yeah.
Like we could go on this for a while.
What are your thoughts on the Cavs starting Dean Wade? Like, that was a big point. I know you're not on Twitter anymore, so that was a big point, and it was all over ESPN. It was all over Cavs Twitter. You start seeing it because the Knicks are playing the Cavs. You start getting all that on your feed of what's going on. That Dean Wade is the Brunson stopper. And Dean Wade is shut him down during the regular season, which is a different world, and even Windhorst said it on ESPN. A couple other people said it. And then the Cavs started Dean Wade, and, Brunson had one of the best games of his career. And there were a couple times he had layups over Dean Wade, and Knicks fans were laughing, like, all right, yeah, put Dean Wade on Jalen Brunson. This isn't Dyson Daniels, who, like, is a legitimate, like, defender, like, great defender, and Brunson even cooked him at the end, you know what I mean? So what are your thoughts on that Cavs adjustment, that Kenny Atkins adjustment by putting Dean Wade in the starting lineup?
Well, I didn't know he was the Brunson stopper, so that's news. News to me. I mean, he didn't close the game, so I think clearly that kind of says everything that you need to know about that situation.
Right.
Did finish with 10 points. He was 3 of 5 from 3. No, I mean, Brunson was the best player on the court, clearly. Harden was bad. He was really bad at the end.
That was it. So did Wade didn't play the last 3 minutes? I didn't really notice what was on. I saw Merrill's on the lineup in there, and
I thought it was
Strus was in there.
Harden, Mitchell, Mobley, Allen, Merrill.
Yeah,
unless
Wade. So
unless
Dean
I
Wade,
that.
the Jalen Brunson stopper, did not stop Jalen Brunson. What a surprise!
I mean, Schroeder 1 of 9. He missed a ton of shots.
I mean, yeah. Like, listen, the Cavs had open shots. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, like
they
had
missed
a lot of
shots.
opportunities. Yeah, they missed a lot of shots.
They everything that could go wrong,
of course,
wrong. That's why you'll learn in game 2. Like, okay, we were up 22. We let that get away.
Right,
guys. Like, if you're Kenny Atkinson, you're in it. We're better than this. We beat this team. Put it to the side. We can't care about it. Move on. Short memory. Use it. Fuel it. Keep going. It's cliche stuff, but it's what you have to say. You have to say. And then also, I wanted to say this: if somebody was to play Kenny Atkinson in a movie, Ben Stiller.
Really?
Yeah. He'd be so good at him.
I could see it.
He'd be so good.
He's got to come to the Knicks after the Cavs and then lead the Knicks to a championship, and then he'll play him in a movie. Or something.
You would. I'm just saying. Not that
I wanted him to be the Knicks coach a long time ago. Before Tibbs, I wanted Kenny Atkinson over Tibbs. Obviously it worked out with Tibbs, but Kenny Atkins is a really good coach.
Yeah, I mean, everywhere he goes, he turns teams around. I mean, the Cavs had a ton of talent. I shouldn't say he turned them around.
Right.
But
he got them to the conference finals. They haven't gotten that far.
Or maybe the NBA finals. I mean, seriously.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's not over. No.
It's not over. We'll see what happens in game 2.
But it's over. No.
We'll see what happens in game 2. And but no, that feels like a gut check, and it's tough. And good congrats on a great win.
Thanks.
For the team.
Thanks.
You
Nothing
like.
much else to say. I mean, we can break down the game, but there's really not. It's all about the fourth quarter, honestly, and that's the rest of the game is kind of irrelevant.
It's like that Pacer game, man. It's like I couldn't tell you anything that happened in that game before that moment.
I just remember saying Knicks are going to win in 3 to my Pacer fan friends, Janelle and Brad and like who live in Indiana, and they brought that back up to me a couple times. It's all right. It's sports. You know what I mean? It's all good.
Yeah, man. At the
Knicks
end of
are
the
going
day,
to the finals, and that's it. I'm very happy. I definitely stood up with my arms in the air, and I didn't realize, like, at the end of the game when they were like up a couple and they had the ball and they had hit another shot, and I was just like, they got a steal, they got the board, and I just had my arms in the air like this in my like I was just like this, and I didn't even realize it. It was like, what am I doing? And I put my arms out, but I was just like, so like I can't. It was like an out of body experience. My arms were up, like a fist in the air, like a touchdown, like signal. I have people who are listening, and it was just like I couldn't believe. It was just in the overtime. It was just I knew they were gonna win. Once I got to overtime, I knew they were gonna win. Like I said, but I still couldn't believe it. And even though I thought that it would happen, I just couldn't believe it actually happened. You know what I mean?
No,
that's it. That's all I got to say.
It's a game that you'll remember forever. A historic comeback in the history of the NBA. Another wild game 1 Eastern Conference Finals. Knicks get the win. They take a 1-0 series lead.
Yeah.
Right now, as we're recording this, 1-0 Spurs versus the Thunder. So a long way to go there in the Western Conference, and we'll see what happens with Cavs Knicks game 2. How the Cavs respond? Can the Knicks take that 2-0 series lead? Like I said, to start this, I'll kind of end the podcast. The Cavs went down 2-0. They lost 2 of their road games in Detroit, then ended up coming back. But this is one of those games when you had one and then you lost. How does that impact them as opposed to just losing by 11? Kind of down 7-8 the whole game kind of vibe. So we'll see what happens if you're a Knicks fan. totally understand, of course, being excited tonight. Congratulations to you guys.
Thank you.
And the Nets. We'll see them upcoming in the NBA draft and where they go and what kind of trades the team makes. But Alex, congrats on the win, and we'll probably see you again next week.
Yeah, man. Talk soon. Let's go Knicks. Knicks in 6, maybe 5. All right. Have a good one.